That morning, in the studio of The View, the atmosphere started just like any other recording session. But no one could have predicted what would soon unfold, a surprising moment that would spark laughter and quickly become the talk of all social media. Known for its heated debates, the show was about to take a different turn. Whoopi Goldberg, the host for the day, made an unexpected swerve with the mere mention of a name. And from there, a hilarious, memorable, and somewhat backfiring moment was born, leaving the entire studio in fits of laughter. The tension in the studio was thick as Whoopi's sharp words went straight for Musk's public image, leaving both fans and critics questioning if this was the start of a fiery media war. As events unfolded, one thing became clear. Whoopi was ready to take on Musk in a way no one had anticipated. What happened next was a showdown that quickly became the talk of the town, and it was clear this was far from over. You can't miss this moment. Dive into the heated debate about the showdown between Whoopi Goldberg and Elon Musk. Did Whoopi really humiliate Musk? Or is this just an unexpected battle of wits? Share your thoughts and stay tuned for what's coming next. This fight is just getting started. Hit like and share if you want to see even more intense moments. The atmosphere in the View studio that morning started like any other recording session. The show is known for its fiery topics and heated debates, but no one anticipated that just one name could send the entire studio into laughter and create one of the most viral moments in the show's history. Whoopi Goldberg, the host that day, set the tone with purpose. She looked directly at the camera, casually flipped through her notes, and then slowly began. So, yesterday, Elon Musk took his son, X. As soon as she mentioned the name X, a brief, stunned silence filled the room. Joy Behar, always ready with a sharp remark and her trademark humor, raised an eyebrow and cut in with a simple X. No explanation was necessary, and the entire studio burst into laughter. The moment quickly gained momentum, and Whoopi, ever the seasoned pro, knew she had just crafted a TV moment for the ages. Unruffled, she kept her cool, raising her hand ever so slightly to regain control of the room. Then, with a sly, mocking tone, she retorted, "I didn't name that kid." The audience roared with laughter once more. Whoopi, still composed but with a playful glint in her eye, added, "I don't want to hear any more about our name." Her half-smile and mischievous tone sparked even more laughter, setting off a chain reaction of chuckles throughout the studio. Sunny Hostin, known for her sharp wit, tilted her head with a playful smile. She caught on quickly that Whoopi's remark wasn't just poking fun at Musk's son's unusual name, but also subtly throwing shade at those who had criticized her own. The conversation smoothly transitioned to a deeper topic, the significance of stage names and identity in Hollywood. With a mix of humor and sincerity, Sunny turned to Whoopi and said, "You know, Whoopi, I get it. People always ask me why I don't use my real name." Sunny, whose birth name is Onion Cummings, had long been questioned about her decision to adopt a different name for her TV appearances. Changing names isn't just about making them easier to relate to. It's often a way to overcome the biases tied to one's background. Whoopi nodded thoughtfully, then shot a glance at Joy Behar, who, like her, didn't use her birth name. Joy chuckled lightly and waved her hand, attempting to steer clear of the conversation, but Whoopi wasn't about to let her off that easy. "Joy, why don't you tell them your real name?" Instantly, the whole studio leaned in. Joy sighed but kept her smile, admitting, "Josephine Victoria Uto. My grandmother named me after herself and used to threaten that if I changed it, she would... The studio erupted in laughter once again. Joy Behar had a knack for weaving humor into her personal stories. Whoopi, wearing an understanding smile, turned to the camera and said, "That's why we don't judge names here, okay?" But the conversation didn't end there. All eyes shifted to the name that had sparked so much buzz. XAA12. Unable to hide her curiosity, Joy asked the question on everyone's mind. "So, what does that name mean?" Sonny, ever the investigator, quickly found the answer. X stands for the unknown variable. A is the elvish representation of artificial intelligence from mythology, or possibly love, and A12 is named after their favorite aircraft. Behar widened her eyes and quipped, "So basically, the kid's name is a math problem?" The studio erupted with laughter, and even Whoopi couldn't contain herself, tapping lightly on the table, shaking her head, and adding, "Look, I'm not judging, but I'm just saying, when that kid grows up and has to fill out a government form, good luck." But the conversation wasn't just about the name. It highlighted a larger trend among celebrities opting for unique names for their children, often as a way to express individuality or impart deeper meanings. As Whoopi, Joy, and Sonny shared their thoughts on celebrity names, the conversation deepened. It wasn't just about poking fun at Elon Musk's son's unique name. It became a discussion about identity, recognition, and the complexities of fame. Why do some celebrities change their names? Is it for better accessibility or to leave parts of their past behind? Does a name truly matter? Or is it the person and their achievements that define them? With the wisdom that comes from years of experience, Whoopi closed the conversation with a reflective thought. In the end, a name is just a name. What matters is what you do with it. The room fell quiet, not in an uncomfortable way, but in a moment of thoughtful reflection. The laughter faded, replaced by nods of agreement from the audience. As the show moved on to other topics, the conversation about XAA12 lingered in the air. It wasn't just a bizarre name, it sparked a deeper discussion about identity, fame, and how society perceives even the simplest things. And who knows, maybe one day XAA12 will sit down on a talk show to explain his name in his own words. Until then, Whoopi Goldberg and her co-hosts will undoubtedly have more to say, and the audience will be eagerly waiting to hear it. That morning, the energy in the talk show studio was electric. The hosts had barely settled in when a heated debate erupted. The hot topic of the day was Elon Musk attending a White House press conference with his son, XAA12, and the growing speculation about whether he would one day appear on a talk show to explain his name in his own words. Until that happens, Whoopi Goldberg and her co-hosts were sure to have plenty more to say, and the audience would be eagerly listening. So, yesterday, Elon Musk decided to take his little one X to the White House, standing next to Trump at a press conference, and I just have to ask one question. Why? Whoopi emphasized the word why, and the entire audience erupted in laughter. But the other hosts weren't about to let her have the spotlight. Joy Behar quickly jumped in with a sharp quip. "Musk didn't just bring little X. He might have brought Instagram along too." Behar's pointed comment sent the studio into another wave of laughter. Everyone instantly got the reference. Musk's massive influence in the tech world, from Tesla and SpaceX to his acquisition of Twitter, now rebranded as X. Sunny Hostin, the sharp voice of the show, raised an eyebrow, her expression serious. Elon Musk is a businessman. I get why he's at political events, but I really don't understand why he'd bring his son into such important discussions. Sarah Haynes, with a calm yet equally sharp tone, added, I don't think a child should be at a White House press conference, especially when Donald Trump is involved. To understand the controversy better, let's rewind to that moment. The press conference unfolded in the East Room of the White House. Donald Trump stood at the center, his signature expression, half serious, half waiting to dominate the moment, on display. Beside him was Elon Musk, clad in a sleek black suit, his hand gently resting on his son's shoulder. The boy, with platinum blonde hair, stood there, wide-eyed and curious. At just 4 years old, he couldn't possibly comprehend the significance of the event, but that didn't stop photographers from capturing the moment, transforming it into an iconic image and a fiercely debated one. A reporter from the Washington Post quickly asked, Mr. Musk, why did you bring your son here today? Musk smiled gently, unfazed by the question, unlike many business moguls who might have bristled under such scrutiny. He shrugged and replied, I think it's good for him to see how the world works. The audience murmured. Musk, known for his philosophical and enigmatic style of speaking, left the room with more questions than answers. The response, while thoughtful, didn't completely satisfy the crowd. Trump, of course, couldn't resist adding his own spin. Elon is a genius. He's an amazing guy, and honestly, this kid, he's going to be even greater. Trump's words only intensified the controversy. Was Musk using his son as a PR tool? The question lingered in the air, adding another layer to the already charged discussion. Back on the talk show, the hosts weren't shy about sharing their opinions. After letting her colleagues have their say, Whoopi Goldberg finally spoke up, emphasizing each word as if to make sure no one missed her point. He's not helping build the economy. He's using Tesla as free advertising for Trump. Her comments set off an explosion in the studio. The audience erupted in applause, and Bihar quickly added, Exactly! We're talking about a billionaire who owns several tech companies and runs one of the largest social media platforms in the world. If he wants to promote Trump, he has millions of other ways to do it, but dragging a child into this political battle is just weird. Sunny Hostin, always the calm and rational voice of the show, offered a different perspective. But who knows? Maybe Elon Musk genuinely believes that exposing his son to politics at such a young age will help him develop the right mindset. What I'm concerned about is whether X is truly being protected in all of this. Sarah Haynes nodded in agreement. This is a child, and no one is protecting him from the pressure of the media. The showdown between Whoopi Goldberg and Elon Musk is bound to take even more unexpected turns. Join the conversation and share your thoughts on what's going on. Will Musk respond, or will Whoopi keep stirring the pot? Hit like, share, and leave a comment now. Don't miss any moments in this battle. Stay tuned and see who will come out on top. The show continued, and the debate showed no signs of slowing down. Some saw it as a harmless moment, Musk bringing his son to a political event as a lesson. But others raised a bigger question. Is Musk using his son as a PR tool? Whatever the answer, one thing is clear. The image of little X and Elon at the White House will be remembered for a long time. And knowing Musk, this likely won't be the last time his decisions stir up global controversy. As for the talk show, That day's discussion was just the beginning of a broader conversation about the role of celebrities in politics and the fine line between personal life and public influence. Whoopi, as always, wrapped up the discussion with a sarcastic remark before moving on to the next topic. If this is how Musk is teaching his son about the world, then I've just got one thing to say. Good luck, kid. The audience erupted in laughter, but beneath the humor lay an undeniable truth. The world isn't easy for anyone, not even the son of one of the most powerful men on the planet. That day, the talk show was supposed to be about Elon Musk and politics, but in an instant, Whoopi Goldberg decided to shift the focus. Once Whoopi made up her mind, nothing could stop her. She waved her hand decisively, placed the papers on the table, and locked eyes with the camera. Her gaze was sharp with determination. The audience sensed she was about to drop something shocking. All right, let's be real for a second. If Elon Musk has enough money to buy Twitter, surely he has enough to fix Tesla's roadside assistance service, she said. A brief silence followed before the entire studio erupted in applause. The applause echoed through the room, some laughing, but everyone knew Whoopi had hit on a sensitive issue that millions could relate to. Since Musk acquired Twitter, now rebranded as X, all the attention has shifted to the platform. He spends hours debating with users, firing thousands of employees, adjusting algorithms, and even sleeping in the office to demonstrate his commitment. Yet, in the meantime, Tesla, the golden egg of his empire, has been left to take a back seat. Joy Behar quickly jumped in, delivering a sharp jab. No surprise that people's Teslas break down on the road and they have to wait 5 hours for help. Sunny Hostin, who typically stays out of such humorous attacks, surprisingly joined in. My husband once had to wait 5 hours just to get support from Tesla, and don't forget, this is an electric car, not a gas-powered one. He couldn't just step outside and pump gas. Sunny's story only added fuel to the fire, making the discussion even more heated. Behar gasped, and Whoopi simply crossed her arms, shaking her head in disbelief. I mean, if you can build a self-driving car, surely you can create an efficient customer support team, Whoopi remarked, causing the audience to erupt in laughter. And it wasn't just Sunny Hostin. Thousands of Tesla customers had voiced their frustrations about slow customer service. Many Tesla owners complained about waiting hours, sometimes even days, to get help when their cars broke down, facing shortages of replacement parts, while concerns about accidents linked to Tesla's self-driving technology sparked significant public alarm. Joy Behar, never missing a chance for a sarcastic quip, added, I just have one question. If Teslas can drive themselves, why can't customer service run any faster? The applause was even louder this time, but Whoopi wasn't done yet. She shifted her focus to the bigger issue. Was Musk neglecting Tesla while diving into other projects like Twitter? He's doing way too much at once. Twitter, SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, the Boring Company, and now it's clear he wants to be a political figure too, Whoopi said. Even Sarah Haynes, who usually keeps a neutral stance, couldn't help but agree this time. A tech company can't operate efficiently if its CEO spends all day arguing with people on Twitter. Whoopi nodded in agreement before delivering the final punch. We don't need him to fix America. We just need him to fix Tesla first. As soon as the show ended, social media exploded. The hashtag #BeerFixTesla now quickly soared to the top of trending topics, accompanied by another powerful hashtag, Whoopi vs. Musk. Everyone was eager to see how Elon Musk would respond. Would he fire back with a sarcastic tweet, or would he simply ignore it, as he often does when faced with criticism? Whatever Musk's reaction, one thing was certain. Whoopi's remarks had made a lasting impact. She didn't just shine a light on a serious issue. She got the entire country talking about it. And with Whoopi Goldberg, this was definitely not the final blow. That day, the talk show was consumed by a fiery debate about Elon Musk, Tesla, Twitter, and politics. Whoopi Goldberg took aim at Musk, sparking social media with the hashtag, #FixTeslaNow. But no one saw it coming when Joy Behar, the sharp-witted queen of humor on the show, delivered the most explosive moment of the episode. This time, however, she might have gone too far. It all started when the conversation shifted to politics and the complex relationship between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Musk had occasionally supported Trump, but also distanced himself at times. As one of the most powerful entrepreneurs in the world, Musk couldn't avoid having some influence in the U.S. political landscape. That was when Behar dropped a joke. She cleared her throat, her eyes twinkling mischievously, and delivered the line with a knowing smile. "I think instead of buying a Tesla, Trump should buy one of Elon's rockets." The studio burst into laughter. Everyone knew Musk owned SpaceX, and with his goal of sending humans to Mars, he might just be the only one capable of accidentally turning Trump into an astronaut. But Behar wasn't done yet. She continued, her voice filled with excitement, when Whoopi Goldberg quickly interrupted. "All right, we need to go to commercial," she said urgently and firmly, as if she had just witnessed a media disaster about to unfold. The audience in the studio erupted in laughter, but there was a noticeable unease in the air. It was clear Behar was about to say, "Blast off into space and never come back." But Whoopi intervened just in time, knowing the line could easily be misinterpreted as a suggestion that Trump should disappear from Earth. In a time when political tensions in the U.S. were at a boiling point, even a joke could spark a major scandal. Whoopi understood that, and she wasn't about to let it happen. As the commercial break began and the cameras turned off, the hosts of the show were still processing what had just unfolded. Sarah Haynes shook her head, trying to hold back a laugh but unable to hide her concern. Sonny Hostin stared at Joy Behar as if to say, "What did you just do?" And Joy Behar, ever the master of casual humor, just chuckled and shrugged as if it was no big deal. "Hey, I wasn't finished," she protested, her signature sarcasm still intact, clearly unbothered by the stir she had just caused. Whoopi, now composed, rested her elbow on the table and tilted her head, looking at Behar. "Did you realize that if I hadn't cut you off, the entire internet would have exploded the moment we went back on air?" Behar's remark may have been interrupted, but the internet wasn't about to let it slide. When the show returned from the commercial break, Twitter lit up with mixed reactions. The hashtag #YourJoyBeharRocket quickly climbed the trending charts, accompanied by a flood of responses ranging from humorous to outraged. "We all know what Behar was about to say, and Whoopi saved her from a scandal," one user wrote. "Someone buy Trump a one-way ticket to Mars," another mocked. "Behar crossed the line, it's no longer just a harmless joke. I love Whoopi, she just saved the whole show in 1 second." Some users went even further, photoshopping an image of Trump in a spacesuit with the caption, "SpaceX, one way, no return." Controversial statements from TV hosts are nothing new, but this time, Joy Behar seemed to be walking a fine line between sharp humor and a media storm. High-profile TV personalities like Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, and Bill Maher have faced backlash for jokes that crossed political lines. But Behar is a seasoned veteran in the industry. She knows how the media works, and thanks to Whoopi's quick thinking, she may have just avoided an all-out scandal. Typically, when a TV host faces criticism, ABC would require them to clarify their remarks in the next episode. But with Behar, she's likely to keep making light of the situation, stirring up even more controversy, because that's just her style. One thing's for sure, the next episode of the show will be a must-watch. Will she explain herself, or will she keep playing it up as usual? There's only one way to find out. Stay tuned to see what Behar does next. As the controversy surrounding Joy Behar's joke on the TV show still lingered, another shocking event unfolded. SpaceX had just experienced a catastrophic failure when one of its rockets exploded minutes after launch, creating a dramatic scene in the sky. The media quickly covered the incident, but what made the situation even stranger was how the public began to link the explosion to the TV show. Some social media users even joked that Behar's comments about rockets were somehow cursed, adding an eerie twist to the already charged atmosphere. In the storm of speculation, something unusual happened. Elon Musk remained completely silent on X. No one could have predicted that just days after Behar joked about Trump buying one of Musk's rockets, a SpaceX rocket would explode. This strange coincidence quickly became fertile ground for conspiracy theories on X. The hashtag #BearRocket soon morphed into Behar Curse, with users humorously suggesting that Behar's joke had cursed SpaceX, fueling the growing online frenzy. Did someone mention the explosion? Behar is the uninvited prophet we didn't ask for. Behar told Trump to go to space, and SpaceX responded with an explosion. Coincidence? I think not, one user wrote. Some even added, "Right. I'm never letting Behar talk about my bank account again. Don't want it disappearing like that explosion." However, beyond the memes and jokes, the story was starting to grab the attention of mainstream media, with reporters and commentators beginning to connect the dots between the two events, fueling the growing fascination with this bizarre series of coincidences. Fox News, a competitor of the show, quickly seized the opportunity, mocking Behar's joke as being as dangerous as a failed rocket launch. Other media outlets, however, took a different approach, analyzing whether SpaceX was facing serious technical issues or if the explosion was simply a routine mishap. The split in coverage only added to the growing spectacle as the media continued to spin the events in their own unique ways, feeding into the frenzy surrounding both Behar's comments and the rocket disaster. For someone like Musk, who is known for tweeting around the clock, his silence on the SpaceX rocket explosion made many people stop and think. Normally, he would have immediately taken to X to explain what happened, blame someone, or post a self-deprecating meme, but this time there was no tweet. Musk's silence only deepened the intrigue surrounding his next move. Was he quietly gathering data for a grand comeback? Or was he plotting a counterattack on the talk show for turning the incident into a joke? The lack of a response only fueled speculation, leaving everyone wondering what Musk was really up to. Some media experts speculate that Musk is taking an unconventional approach because the SpaceX rocket explosion is no small matter. While SpaceX has faced failures before, each setback impacts the company's credibility and the private space industry as a whole. Musk may be carefully calculating his next move, choosing not to react immediately to avoid adding fuel to the fire. His silence could be a strategic decision to maintain control over the narrative, ensuring that his next statement is carefully crafted and measured rather than a hasty response. He may be waiting for the controversy to die down before making a stronger statement. The feud with the TV show could present an opportunity. If played right, Musk could turn the narrative in his favor, shifting public attention away from the rocket explosion and onto Bihar and the talk show. And if there's one thing we know about Elon Musk, it's that he never stays silent for long. Once he's ready, he'll likely use the situation to his advantage, reclaiming the spotlight and potentially flipping the script on the entire ordeal. As Musk remains silent, the TV show finds itself in a tricky spot. Whoopi Goldberg, who had stepped in to save Bihar earlier, now faces a decision. Continue discussing Musk and SpaceX or steer clear of the topic altogether? Should Bihar clarify her joke or let it fade away quietly? If they keep joking, they risk facing a strong backlash, especially if Musk responds forcefully. The entire situation now hinges on Musk's next move. Whether he decides to break his silence and address the controversy or allow the tension to simmer longer. The pressure is on him, and the show is left waiting for his response. If Musk decides to speak out, it won't be a simple statement. He's a master of media manipulation and could turn the rocket explosion into a joke or even make a direct appearance on a talk show. The battle between Musk and the show is far from over, and if anyone has a secret card up their sleeve, it's Musk. Even in his silence, his lack of response only fuels public curiosity. This is in stark contrast to his usual behavior, where he quickly responds and challenges the media. His silence makes people believe he's planning something big, like the calm before the storm. The longer he stays quiet, the more anticipation builds for his next move. While Musk remains silent, his supporters ramp up their attacks on the talk show and Whoopi Goldberg, accusing them of trying to undermine Musk's reputation. In response, the show and its critics push back, questioning why, if Musk is as strong as he claims, he hasn't spoken out yet. The back and forth intensifies, quickly escalating the controversy and drawing in prominent figures from both sides. With each new wave of support and criticism, the tension grows, and the public eagerly waits to see how Musk will ultimately respond to the growing storm. According to sources on X, Musk isn't ignoring the talk show but is planning a counterattack. Instead of simply tweeting mockery, he may appear on rival talk shows like the Joe Rogan Experience or Tucker Carlson Tonight to take control of the narrative and turn the situation in his favor. Musk could opt for a more subtle approach, using the talk show controversy as a marketing tool for Tesla or SpaceX. A tweet like, "Our rockets may explode, but at least we're not wasting your time like a talk show," could be his tactic, blending humor with a strategic dig to shift the conversation. Musk could easily launch a mocking media campaign, using social media to turn Whoopi Goldberg and the talk show into the latest joke. However, he chooses to remain silent, possibly to prolong the controversy and keep the public's attention on him. Meanwhile, the talk show faces a difficult decision. Should they continue mocking Musk or shift to another topic? Will Whoopi Goldberg condemn Musk's silence, or will she wait for his response? Some believe the show will keep pushing the story further, knowing it will attract more attention and keep the audience engaged. The tension continues to build, with both sides waiting for the other to make the next move. A battle with Musk could certainly boost the talk show's ratings, but if Musk retaliates, he could seriously damage their public image. If he's truly preparing to strike back, we've only seen the beginning of this drama. Will Musk return with a powerful blow or continue with his strategic silence? Will the talk show keep provoking Musk or decide to back off? One thing is for sure. This story is far from over. When Musk finally speaks up, everything will change, and the public will be waiting to see which side comes out on top. Ultimately, the feud between Musk and the talk show is just a part of the larger media game both sides are playing. Musk, with his calculated silence strategy, has skillfully kept the public's attention, while the talk show now faces the decision of whether to keep provoking or back off. Everything hinges on Musk's next move. Once he speaks, however he chooses to, the media storm will no longer be just an online debate. It will become a global event. Stay tuned for the latest developments, and don't forget to share your thoughts on this unmissable showdown. The FBI has recently uncovered a startling revelation within Goldberg's opulent mansion, a discovery so unexpected that even the most experienced agents were left in awe. What prompted the raid on the iconic actress's estate? What was concealed behind those sealed doors? And most intriguingly, why has the public never been aware of the truth? The evidence they've uncovered alters everything we believed about Goldberg. And this story is only getting started. Beneath the faint glow of the early morning streetlights, the area around Goldberg's grand estate was eerily still, with only the soft rustle of leaves brushing against the pavement. But that morning, the calm was violently disrupted by the roar of engines, the rapid pounding of footsteps, and a palpable tension hanging in the air. It was just past 5 a.m. The sun had yet to rise, and most of the neighbors were still fast asleep, save for a few early morning walkers. Even they could feel it. Something was unmistakably off. If you're intrigued by the tale of Hollywood icon Whoopi Goldberg, be sure to like, comment, and share this video so others can uncover this captivating story too. Now let's jump right into the details. A fleet of unmarked black SUVs appeared out of nowhere, moving deliberately yet with an undeniable sense of purpose. Figures clad in black suits, bulletproof vests, and dark sunglasses emerged, their expressions impassive. In the blink of an eye, they surrounded Goldberg's opulent estate, sealing off every entrance, ensuring that no one could enter or exit. Then bang, bang, bang. The knocks rang out loud and forceful like thunder in the stillness of the early morning, unforgiving, unrelenting. This was no ordinary visit. It was a raid. Inside the mansion, a shift in movement stirred. A light flickered on upstairs, signaling that the owner was awake. The heavy wooden door groaned open, and there stood Whoopi Goldberg, the familiar face America had come to know. She had weathered Hollywood's peaks and valleys, but nothing could have prepared her for this moment. Though she had just risen from sleep, Whoopi held herself with her trademark poise. Wrapped in a soft gray robe, her hair cascaded effortlessly around her shoulders. Her eyes surveyed the agents standing at the door, not with fear, but with a mixture of surprise and bewilderment. "What's happening?" Her voice was steady, yet edged with sharpness. One of the agents stepped forward, showing his FBI badge, and opened a black briefcase to reveal a file. "We have a search warrant. This is a federal investigation." The words landed like a bomb in the quiet morning fog. The moment the door opened, the agents surged forward, swiftly taking command of the estate. Already curious neighbors had begun to gather, murmuring in small clusters. "Oh my God, Goldberg," a middle-aged woman whispered, shaking her head in disbelief. "She's such a huge star. How could she be tied to the FBI?" Another voice murmured, "Still, with all the rumors, it just makes everything feel even more intense." Word of the raid had already spread, and a few reporters rushed to the scene, cameras in hand, eager to capture every detail. Local police were quickly deployed to manage the swelling crowd, setting up barricades to keep curious onlookers at bay. Flashing camera lights bounced off the windows of FBI vehicles, amplifying the chaos and turning the scene into a dramatic spectacle. Inside the opulent estate, a meticulous search was in full swing. The agents divided into teams, each with a specific task. They scoured every room, rifled through every drawer, and moved every book on the shelves, leaving no corner unexplored, no detail overlooked. Whoopi stood quietly in the center of the living room, her arms crossed, her gaze unwavering as the agents meticulously searched her home. She knew one thing for certain: the FBI didn't show up without cause. But why? What could have led them to suspect her? An agent stepped forward, meeting her gaze. "Do you want us to call your lawyer?" he asked, his tone firm. Whoopi took a slow, deliberate breath and nodded. "I think that would be the right thing to do." No one knew for sure what the FBI was searching for. But one thing was clear. They had a significant reason for this raid. A few agents, gloved in white, carefully opened a drawer in Whoopi's private library, where she stored important documents, including script contracts and personal letters from over the years. One agent pulled out a stack of papers, flipping through each page with precision, taking his time as he carefully examined each one. On the other side of the house, another team was combing through the rarely visited basement. Dust-covered boxes were carefully opened, each item inspected with precision. Then, without warning, an agent's voice broke the silence. "I think we've found something." Within moments, the entire FBI team on the estate converged. From a hidden corner, a metal box was pulled out, locked, untouched for years, with no signs of tampering. Whoopi stood nearby, squinting at the metal box. "I've never seen that box before," she said, her voice slow and cautious. The agents exchanged silent glances, then moved quickly to carry the box outside. They didn't open it on the spot. Instead, they carefully sealed it and arranged for it to be sent to a specialist for further analysis. After hours of searching, the FBI finally departed the estate. They made no statements to the press, offered no official announcements. All that was left behind were a multitude of unanswered questions and a famous actress standing alone in her home, filled with uncertainty. The crowd outside gradually began to disperse, but the rumors only gained momentum. Headlines exploded across the media. FBI raids, Whoopi Goldberg's home. What's going on? Secrets inside Whoopi's estate. What did the FBI find? The entire nation was left waiting for answers, but only those involved in the investigation knew the truth. And that truth had the power to change everything. Whoopi Goldberg is no stranger to controversy. As one of Hollywood's most iconic figures, she has weathered countless highs and lows throughout her career, ranging from celebrated moments on the big screen to intense backlash over her personal views. But this time, it's different. This isn't just another TV debate or a critical magazine article. The FBI doesn't get involved over controversial statements. They're running a serious investigation. The raid on Whoopi Goldberg's estate wasn't an impulsive move. Those familiar with law enforcement understand that the FBI doesn't execute a search unless they've gathered significant evidence. This raises a major question. How long had the FBI been watching Whoopi? According to multiple insiders, the agency had been monitoring the actress for months. While no one knows exactly what they were searching for, one thing is clear. This isn't a minor matter. Federal agencies don't invest their resources in trivial cases. If they issued a search warrant, it's because they believe something truly serious is at play. But the biggest question still lingers. Why was Whoopi Goldberg targeted? Some legal experts speculate that this could be part of a financial investigation. In recent years, several high-profile celebrities have faced prosecution for tax evasion or questionable business dealings. Could this be the reason behind the FBI's interest in Goldberg? Only time will tell. But if this was just a tax issue, why did the FBI appear so tense? Why deploy an armed task force to the home of an aging actress? Was there something far more serious at play? Throughout her decades-long career, Whoopi Goldberg has endured intense public scrutiny time and time again, but this moment felt different. Something more than just a celebrity scandal was unfolding. She's never shied away from speaking her mind, even when it gets her into trouble. Over the years, Whoopi has faced significant backlash for her bold statements on The View, where she's been a co-host for years. From heated debates with guests to controversial political and social commentary, she has solidified herself as one of the most polarizing figures in entertainment. But despite her history of controversies, Whoopi had never faced a career-threatening risk like this. As news of the raid spread, social media erupted with speculation. Reddit, Twitter, and TikTok were flooded with posts about Whoopi Goldberg. Some thought it was all just a misunderstanding, while others crafted wild conspiracy theories about what the FBI could be investigating. The uncertainty only fueled the public's curiosity. The media wasted no time, with sensational headlines taking over every news outlet. Hollywood in shock, FBI raids, Whoopi Goldberg's home, what's going on, an American icon under investigation. Could this be the end of her career? The storm of headlines only intensified the mystery, leaving the public eager for answers. The incident quickly became a hot topic on late-night talk shows. Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert couldn't resist mentioning it with their usual sarcastic quips. But beneath the humor, there was an undeniable truth. Whoopi Goldberg was facing a storm unlike anything she had ever encountered before. When the FBI left Whoopi Goldberg's estate, they offered no official statement. No indictments, no charges, no explanation for the mysterious box they had taken. Their silence, however, only fueled the drama, leaving the public in even more suspense and uncertainty. Whoopi's fans feared this could mark the end of her legendary career. Endorsement deals, movie offers, and even her role on The View could all be at risk if the investigation persisted. Meanwhile, her critics reveled in the drama. Some of her most vocal detractors began publishing mocking articles, calling it karma for her past controversial remarks. But Whoopi Goldberg isn't the type to back down without a fight. Just days after the raid, she broke her silence. In a special episode of The View, she addressed the audience with a calm demeanor, though her eyes betrayed an unmistakable fury. "I know what you're saying. I've heard it all. But let me be clear, I have nothing to hide." She didn't delve into the details of the investigation, but her message was unmistakable. She wouldn't let this incident tarnish her career or reputation. But were her words enough to silence the rumors? The FBI has yet to release any details of the investigation, leaving the mystery unresolved. The big question now is, what is really happening? And more importantly, will Whoopi Goldberg be able to weather the storm? A heavy silence hung over Whoopi Goldberg's opulent estate as FBI agents stepped inside. The soft glow of their flashlights cut through the darkness, scanning every corner, every bookshelf, every meticulously placed painting. But what they were looking for wasn't visible on the surface. It was hidden deep within the secrets of the house. As the search continued, one agent noticed something unusual about the back wall of the office. A nearly invisible groove ran along the baseboard. At first, it appeared to be a simple decorative detail, but when the agent accidentally brushed against it, a sharp click echoed through the otherwise quiet room. The entire task force froze, their eyes fixed on the wall. One of the agents, skilled in uncovering hidden spaces, crouched down and traced the groove once more. A faint click resonated through the room, but this time, something was different. With a slow, deliberate motion, a section of the wall began to shift, revealing a small door that had never been listed on the estate's blueprints. The agents exchanged quick, wary glances. No one knew what was hidden behind it. In a tense silence, they instinctively reached for their weapons, preparing for whatever might await them on the other side. The door creaked open, revealing a narrow hallway that led down into a dark basement. The air was thick with the musty scent of dampness and decay, as if the space had been untouched for years. They cautiously stepped into the secret room, an eerie, hidden part of the estate unlike anything else in the grand mansion. The room was sparse, with nothing but dusty wooden shelves and an old table at its center. But what truly caught the agent's attention were the neatly stacked metal boxes in the corner. Each one was tightly sealed, looking as though it hadn't been disturbed in years. The agent carefully opened the first box. Inside, he found a collection of old documents, many stamped with classified markings. Some pages had yellowed with age, but their contents remained clear and intact. Another agent began flipping through the files, his eyes widening as he recognized familiar names, some of the most powerful figures in both entertainment and politics. But the most shocking discovery wasn't the documents. It was what lay at the bottom of the box, a handwritten letter on thick parchment, sealed with a deep red wax stamp. The letter had clearly been around for decades, perhaps even longer. What truly stunned the FBI, however, was the sender. The seal bore a distinct symbol, one tied to a major case the FBI had never been able to crack. The lead agent carefully picked up the letter, scrutinizing every stroke of the handwriting, his mind racing with the implications. The sender didn't sign their full name, but part of the letter contained a crucial clue. If this letter was ever found, it meant the truth was never meant to be revealed. The cryptic, mysterious words appeared to have been written for someone in the future, or perhaps as a warning. But the real question remained. How did this letter end up in Whoopi Goldberg's lavish mansion? Based on the wax seal and the contents of the letter, it was clear that this discovery was far more than just an ordinary find. The FBI suspects that this case is tied to a mysterious incident from many years ago, one that has never been made public. Inside sources have hinted that it's connected to one of the biggest scandals in Hollywood history, a high-profile disappearance that remains unsolved, a dark secret carefully concealed by those in power. But the most pressing question remained. Did Whoopi Goldberg know about the existence of this room? Was she aware of the secret documents, or had she unknowingly possessed them all along? The FBI knew they couldn't jump to conclusions about these files. They could be critical evidence in a long-forgotten case, or they might hold the key to unveiling a truth that powerful people have fought to keep buried. One thing was certain. The investigation was just beginning, and the answers could change everything. News of the secret room quickly leaked, and the media pounced on the story, eager to be the first to report on the shocking discovery. The FBI had uncovered a hidden basement in Goldberg's luxurious mansion. What had she been hiding? Theories spread like wildfire, ranging from plausible explanations to outlandish conspiracy theories. Every outlet was scrambling to piece together the mystery, but no one had the full truth, yet. Some believe that the glamorous Whoopi Goldberg may be hiding crucial information about a secret deep within Hollywood. Others speculate that there could be a larger conspiracy at play, one far beyond what anyone could imagine. But whatever the truth may be, Whoopi Goldberg is no longer just a famous actress. She has become the focal point of one of the most perplexing and high-stakes mysteries the FBI has ever encountered. And the biggest question still lingered. What did that letter truly say, and where would it lead? News of the FBI's raid on Whoopi Goldberg's mansion spread like wildfire within hours. Major newspapers, television stations, and social media were flooded with sensational headlines, each eager to analyze every detail that was uncovered. Yet no one could have predicted that at that very moment, the FBI was beginning to piece together crucial clues from the documents found in the secret room. And it seemed that everything was pointing toward an astonishing hypothesis, one that could shake the very foundations of what the public thought they knew. Could Goldberg be connected to a shocking event in Hollywood's history? As the FBI carefully examined the documents sealed in the secret room, they discovered that most weren't just personal papers. Some contained letters exchanged between Whoopi Goldberg and high-ranking figures in the entertainment industry. Directors, producers, even influential players behind some of Hollywood's most powerful corporations. But what truly caught the attention of the agents was a series of letters exchanged with a name that sent a ripple through the investigation. A name that, if linked to Goldberg, could turn everything the public knew about her upside down. Howard L. Emerson. The name might not be familiar to the public, but to those in investigative circles, it was a crucial clue. Emerson was a highly influential film producer from the 1970s to the 1990s, shaping some of Hollywood's most iconic films. However, he mysteriously vanished from the scene in the mid-1990s. His last public appearance was in 1994, just before a massive financial scandal rocked one of the biggest film studios at the time. Rumors swirled that he had left the United States, severing all ties with Hollywood. So why would Whoopi Goldberg, a star of her caliber, have corresponded with someone like him? What kind of connection did she have with the man whose disappearance remains one of Hollywood's greatest unsolved mysteries? One document that particularly piqued the FBI's interest was a handwritten letter from Whoopi Goldberg sent in 1993. In the letter, she wrote, "The passage. I know what happened that night. If the truth is exposed, we're all in trouble." The reference to "that night" raised questions about what event had occurred to stir such a reaction from someone like Whoopi. What had taken place that was significant enough for her to feel the need to write such a letter? A follow-up letter sent a few months later seemed to offer reassurance to the recipient, urging them, "Just stay silent." These letters could potentially be evidence of a much larger conspiracy. However, the FBI has yet to fully understand their true significance. As their investigation continued, they uncovered another piece of evidence that would bring everything into sharper focus. An old VHS tape, labeled simply, "Do Not Watch, Private." The agents wasted no time in sending the tape to the lab to extract its contents. But even without examining it, the tape's worn, aged surface suggested that if it held any crucial information, it had been carefully concealed for decades. As the FBI delves deeper into their investigation, they uncover that Whoopi Goldberg had strong connections to a select group of influential individuals in the film industry during the late 80s and early 90s. Among these figures were some whose names had been speculated to be tied to a major scandal, one that had either been concealed or faded from the media's attention over the years. In 1991, a rising actor mysteriously vanished from Hollywood after accusing a powerful person of misconduct. However, the case was swiftly resolved, hushed up, and the identity of the accuser was kept secret. Now, the FBI is questioning whether Whoopi Goldberg had any knowledge of the incident. Could she have been involved, either knowingly or unknowingly? And more crucially, are the documents discovered in her home the key to reopening this long-forgotten case? Once news of the documents found in her mansion spread, public panic quickly ensued. Longtime fans of Whoopi Goldberg, who have supported her for years, were left perplexed by the emerging theory. Some speculate that she may have unwittingly played a role in an event from the past that she never could have anticipated. Some speculate that Whoopi Goldberg may be concealing a crucial secret, and the FBI's investigation is only the beginning of a much larger revelation. The agency is now sifting through a vast collection of documents that could dramatically alter the public's perception of Whoopi Goldberg. If you find this story captivating and thought-provoking, leave a comment with the number 1. If not, feel free to leave a comment with the number 0. Now, let's continue with the captivating tale of Whoopi Goldberg. What was discovered in the hidden room could be just the beginning, with far more secrets lurking beneath the surface. What is the VHS tape hiding? Do the letters really point to a significant scandal from the past? And if the truth comes to light, how will it affect Whoopi Goldberg's career and legacy? One thing is clear. The investigation is far from concluded, and whatever the FBI uncovers next could alter everything. The FBI's raid on Whoopi Goldberg's mansion sent shockwaves through Hollywood and ignited a media frenzy. A flurry of theories quickly surfaced. What could she be hiding? Do the confiscated documents point to a shocking secret? And why did the FBI take such swift and decisive action? For days, the public was left to speculate, with no clear answers in sight. Then, amid the chaos, Whoopi Goldberg finally spoke out, and her words took everyone by surprise. In an exclusive interview on one of America's top television shows, Whoopi appeared composed yet resolute. When the host asked her about the raid, she paused, took a deep breath, and locked eyes with the camera. "Look," she began, "I woke up one morning and found the FBI in my living room. If you think that's an interesting way to start your day, you're seriously mistaken." From the moment she spoke, Whoopi made it clear she wasn't going to shy away from the controversy. When asked about the documents seized by the FBI, she laughed and casually mentioned that they had found some old letters, a few movie scripts, and, of course, some history books. "I guess I should warn them that I'm a collector," she joked, insisting that the items in the hidden room were harmless. "They're just part of my personal collection, a memento from my decades-long career." But what truly stunned the public was a completely unexpected revelation. The secret room wasn't a hidden stash of shocking secrets. It was, in fact, a personal museum. I've always been fascinated by Hollywood history, especially the parts people tend to forget, Whoopi explained. That room was just my small collection of things I found interesting over the years. She went on to clarify that the letters exchanged with Howard L. Emerson, who is currently under FBI investigation, were simply discussions about film projects that never came to fruition. We talked about films that were never realized, stories too controversial for their time, Whoopi explained. No conspiracy, no crime, just two people who love cinema. However, the interview didn't end with just an explanation of the documents. When asked if she believed the raid was part of a conspiracy to bring her down, Whoopi paused for a moment, then responded with a cryptic smile. Let's just say Hollywood is full of surprises. Some people don't like it when you ask too many questions. This statement immediately set off a fresh wave of speculation. Who could be behind this investigation? Is someone deliberately targeting Whoopi Goldberg in an attempt to discredit her? Some industry insiders have begun leaking information suggesting that the FBI received an anonymous tip that led to the raid on Whoopi Goldberg's mansion. But who could be behind this tip? And what motive would they have for dragging Whoopi into such a mess? As soon as the interview aired, public opinion quickly split. Some people believe Whoopi is entirely innocent, a victim of either a misunderstanding or even a political conspiracy, while others remain skeptical, questioning the true intentions behind the investigation. Yet many remain skeptical. If everything were truly as simple as Whoopi claimed, why would the FBI have raided her mansion in the first place? And, more importantly, is there something she's still hiding? Despite the reasonableness of her story, there are still too many unanswered questions. The VHS tape that the FBI discovered in the secret room remains unreleased, leaving the public to wonder what it might reveal. Is it simply an old film? Or does it hold something that could truly change everything? The answer is still to come, and perhaps this is just the beginning of an even larger mystery. In the days following the incident, a powerful wave of reactions from Whoopi Goldberg's colleagues and fans began to shift the dynamics of the entertainment industry. The controversy sparked a debate that not only questioned her involvement, but also raised deeper concerns about the industry's hidden secrets. Whoopi Goldberg, a cinematic legend and one of Hollywood's most beloved icons, now finds herself at the center of an unprecedented storm. The question remains, will she be able to weather this storm and emerge unscathed, or will this mark a permanent stain on her illustrious career? Only time will tell as the investigation unfolds and the truth comes to light. Less than a week after the raid, major film studios began taking decisive action. A film project featuring Whoopi Goldberg that had been in development was suddenly placed on indefinite hold. A Hollywood insider revealed that studios are proceeding with extreme caution. No one wants to be associated with the controversy at this moment, the source said, highlighting the industry's hesitance to engage with the situation while the investigation continues. A documentary about Hollywood history that Whoopi Goldberg was producing has lost its funding, with the backers citing the need to reassess the project's suitability amid the controversy. Even the TV show she co-hosts has found itself in a precarious position, as some sponsors have begun to pull their support. Hollywood, known for its pragmatism, operates on a simple rule. When you're at the top, the world watches, but when you're embroiled in scandal, the industry can turn its back just as quickly. Whoopi Goldberg's situation has swiftly become a media frenzy, and the artistic community can no longer ignore the storm surrounding her. Some have publicly defended Whoopi Goldberg, arguing that the FBI's raid was unreasonable and unfounded. However, not everyone is offering their support. Several prominent figures in the industry have carefully sidestepped any mention of her in interviews, and even colleagues who once worked with her have quietly erased old posts related to her on social media. It's clear that not everyone is willing to risk their reputation to stand by her during this uncertain time. The unanswered questions, the mysteries surrounding the seized documents, and especially the FBI's failure to release an official conclusion to the investigation have made it difficult for many to stand by Whoopi Goldberg. Public opinion remains sharply divided, placing her situation in an even more precarious position. As Hollywood continues to be a hot topic of discussion, the FBI remains tight-lipped, adding to the uncertainty and leaving everyone to wonder what the next revelation might bring. No official statements, no new information, and no updates on the investigation. This silence only deepens the mystery. Is the FBI preparing a significant announcement, or have they quietly realized they've made a mistake and are now trying to back away from the case? The lack of clarity has only fueled speculation, leaving the public to wonder what's really happening behind closed doors. A media analyst pointed out, sometimes silence is more dangerous than words. If the FBI doesn't provide clarification soon, people will start to fill in the gaps with their own conclusions. And indeed, in the absence of answers, the most outrageous theories have begun to surface. Some tabloid newspapers have even suggested that a dark force within the entertainment industry is conspiring to bring down Whoopi Goldberg, fueling more speculation and uncertainty about the true nature of the investigation. Whether or not the story is accurate, one thing is clear. Whoopi Goldberg's reputation is now under serious scrutiny. The pressing question is whether she can bounce back from this setback. Hollywood has witnessed many stars lose their standing after major controversies. But there are also those who have made comebacks, overcoming the odds to rise again and reclaim their place in the spotlight. Whoopi Goldberg is a resilient woman, a gifted actress, and a major force in the entertainment world. But is that enough to help her navigate this storm? Only time will reveal the answer. However, one thing is clear. This story is far from finished. The FBI has uncovered something surprising, but the most pressing question is, what does this mean for Whoopi Goldberg? A new chapter has begun, and the public has only glimpsed the first page. The truth will continue to unfold, and the revelations yet to come could be even more startling. If you find Whoopi Goldberg's story intriguing and unexpected, be sure to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and share this video so others can discover it too. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next exciting video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. The FBI has just uncovered a shocking secret at Whoopi Goldberg's mansion, a discovery that has left even veteran agents stunned. Why did they raid the legendary actress's property? What is hidden behind those closed doors? And more importantly, why has the public never known the truth? New evidence found has completely changed everything we thought about Goldberg, and this story is only just beginning. Under the dim streetlights of the early morning, the neighborhood where Whoopi Goldberg's mansion is located was so peaceful that you could hear the gentle rustling of leaves falling onto the sidewalk. But this morning, that tranquility was shattered by the roar of engines, hurried footsteps, and an atmosphere so tense it felt like it could be cut with a knife. It was only around 5 a.m. The sun still hidden below the horizon, and the neighbors were all still fast asleep, except for a few elderly people who had a habit of waking up early to take a walk. But even they quickly realized that something was off. A convoy of black SUVs with no license plates suddenly appeared, moving slowly yet powerfully. Men in black suits, bulletproof vests, and sunglasses stepped out of the vehicles, their faces emotionless. They swiftly surrounded Whoopi Goldberg's mansion, blocking all entrances and preventing anyone from coming in or out. Then, bang, bang, bang. The knocking echoed like thunder in the early morning. There was no gentleness or hesitation. This was no ordinary visit. This was a raid. Someone inside the mansion moved, the light from the upstairs window shining out, signaling that the homeowner had woken up. The large wooden door slowly creaked open, and standing there was Whoopi Goldberg, the woman known across America who had endured countless ups and downs in Hollywood but had never faced a situation like this. Despite just waking up, Whoopi remained her usual calm self. She wore a light gray robe, her hair falling naturally, her eyes scanning the group of agents at the door. There was no fear, only surprise and a hint of confusion. "What's going on?" Her voice was calm but sharp. One of the agents stepped forward, showing an FBI badge before pulling a file from his black briefcase. "We have a search warrant. This is a federal investigation." The words landed like a bomb in the morning mist. As soon as the door opened, the agents swiftly entered, taking over the space inside the mansion. Neighbors began to gather, curious to see what was happening. Who would have thought that Whoopi Goldberg, a middle-aged woman, would be involved with the FBI? Some whispered, but the rumors only added to the tension. A few reporters had caught wind of the situation and quickly arrived, cameras raised high, trying to capture every moment. Local police were also called in to control the crowd, setting up barricades to keep anyone from getting too close to the mansion. The flashes from the cameras flickered incessantly, reflecting off the glass of the FBI vehicles, creating a chaotic and dramatic scene. Meanwhile, inside the luxurious mansion, a thorough search was underway. The agents split into teams, each with a clear task. They checked every room, opened every drawer, moved every book on the shelf, leaving no detail overlooked. Whoopi stood silently in the living room, arms crossed, her gaze never leaving the people searching her home. She knew one thing. The FBI didn't knock on her door without a reason, but the question was why? What made them suspicious of her? One agent approached, locking eyes with her, and sternly said, "Do you want us to call your lawyer?" Whoopi took a deep breath and nodded. "I think that's the right thing to do." No one knew exactly what the FBI was searching for, but one thing was certain. They had a very serious reason for carrying out this raid. Some agents, wearing white gloves, carefully opened a drawer in Whoopi's personal library, where she kept many important documents, including scripts, contracts, and personal letters she had written over the decades. One agent pulled out a stack of papers, slowly flipping through each page. On the other side of the house, another team was checking the basement, an area rarely visited. Dusty old boxes were opened, each item carefully inspected. Suddenly, one agent exclaimed, "I think we found something!" Immediately, the entire FBI team inside the mansion gathered. A metal box was pulled out from a hidden corner, locked and showing no signs of having been tampered with in years. Whoopi stood not far away, squinting her eyes. "I've never seen that box," she said slowly. The agents exchanged glances, quickly taking the box outside. They didn't open it immediately, but carefully sealed it and transferred it to a specialized vehicle. After hours of searching, the FBI finally left. They didn't speak to the press. No official statements were made. All that remained were unanswered questions and a famous actress standing in her mansion, shrouded in suspicion. The crowd outside began to disperse, but the stories continued to spread. Headlines on the newspapers quickly appeared. "FBI raids Whoopi Goldberg's home, what's going on?" "Secrets in Whoopi's mansion, what did the FBI find?" All of America was waiting for answers, but only those involved knew the truth. The raid on Whoopi Goldberg's mansion was not a random act. Those in law enforcement understand that the FBI never conducts a search unless they have gathered sufficient evidence. This raised a big question. How long had the FBI been monitoring Whoopi? According to several internal sources, the FBI began paying attention to the actress several months ago. No one knew exactly what they were searching for, but one thing was certain. This was not a small matter. Federal agencies do not waste time on trivial cases, and if they issued a search warrant, they certainly believed something very serious was going on. But the biggest question remained. What had made Whoopi Goldberg a target? Some legal experts speculated that this might be a financial investigation. In recent years, many celebrities have been prosecuted over tax issues or shady business dealings. But if it were just a tax matter, why was the FBI so tense? Why did they deploy an armed task force to the home of an aging actress? Was there something more serious happening throughout Whoopi Goldberg's long career? Whoopi Goldberg had faced intense public scrutiny many times before. She was never afraid to speak her mind, even if it could get her into trouble. She had been criticized for comments made on The View, where she co-hosted for many years. Heated debates with guests, controversial statements about politics and society had made her one of the most divisive figures in entertainment. But despite the many controversies, Whoopi had never faced a threat that could potentially end her career like this one. As news of the raid spread, social media exploded with a flurry of theories. Reddit, Twitter, and TikTok forums were flooded with posts about Whoopi Goldberg. Some people believed it was just a misunderstanding, while others came up with conspiracy theories about what the FBI might be investigating. The media didn't miss a chance to cover the story. Shocking headlines appeared in newspapers. "Hollywood shaken, FBI raids Whoopi Goldberg's home, what's going on? One of America's greatest actresses under investigation, could this be the end of her career?" The case even became a hot topic on late-night talk shows. Hosts like Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert mentioned the event with sarcastic commentary. But behind the jokes, there was an undeniable truth. Whoopi Goldberg's reputation was facing a huge storm. When the FBI left Whoopi Goldberg's mansion, they made no official statements. No charges, no announcements about any crimes, no explanation about the mysterious box they took away. But their silence only made the story more dramatic. Whoopi's fans worried this could be the end of her legendary career. Endorsement deals, movie offers, and even her role on The View could be at risk if the investigation continued. Meanwhile, her detractors were delighted. Some of her haters started posting mocking comments, claiming this was payback for her controversial statements in the past. However, Whoopi Goldberg was not one to be easily defeated. Just days after the raid, she finally spoke out in a special episode of The View. She appeared before the audience with a calm demeanor, but her eyes betrayed an anger she couldn't hide. "I know what you're all saying, I've heard it all, but let me make one thing clear, I have nothing to hide." She didn't say much about the investigation, but her message was clear. She wouldn't let this ruin her career and reputation. But would her words be enough to quash the rumors? The FBI still hadn't released details about the investigation, meaning the mystery continued. The current question was, what was really going on? And more importantly, could Whoopi Goldberg weather this storm? A thick silence enveloped Whoopi Goldberg's luxurious mansion as FBI agents moved in. The dim light from flashlights illuminated every corner, every bookshelf, every perfectly hung painting. But what they were looking for wasn't in plain sight. It was hidden deep within the secrets of the house. As the search continued, one agent noticed something strange on the wall behind the office. A tiny groove, nearly invisible, ran along the bottom of the wall. At first, it seemed like just an ordinary decorative detail, but when an agent accidentally touched it, a click echoed through the quiet room. The entire team paused, their eyes locked on the wall. One experienced agent, skilled at uncovering hidden rooms, crouched down and ran his hand along the groove once more. Another click sounded, but this time it was followed by an odd change. A part of the wall began to move, revealing a small door that wasn't in the mansion's plans. The agents quickly exchanged glances, unsure of what awaited behind that door, and in a tense moment, they drew their guns, preparing for whatever might happen next. The door opened, leading to a narrow hallway that descended into a dark basement. The air inside was thick with the musty smell of neglect, as if it hadn't been touched in years. They stepped into the secret room, which was entirely different from the rest of the mansion. There was no natural light, only dusty shelves and an old table in the middle of the room. But what caught the agent's attention were the metal boxes neatly stacked in one corner. Each box was tightly sealed, seemingly untouched for years. One agent opened the first box, revealing a series of old documents, many marked top secret. Some of the papers had yellowed with time, but their contents remained intact. Another agent flipped through the documents and immediately recognized some familiar names, powerful figures in the entertainment and political worlds. But what was most shocking was not the documents themselves, but an object at the bottom of the box. A handwritten letter made from thick parchment, sealed with red wax. This letter had existed for decades, possibly longer, but what really stunned the FBI was the sender. The wax seal bore a distinctive symbol, one that had appeared in a major unsolved case that the FBI had never been able to crack. The lead agent carefully picked up the letter, examining every stroke of the handwriting. The sender didn't sign their full name, but part of the letter revealed an important clue. If this letter is found, it means this truth must never be known. The words were cryptic, as if written for someone in the future, or perhaps to warn someone. But the question was, how did this letter end up in Whoopi Goldberg's house? Based on the wax seal and the content of the letter, the FBI suspected it was linked to a mysterious case from many years ago, a case they had never made public. Some internal sources revealed that this case was connected to one of the biggest scandals in Hollywood history, a missing persons case that had never been solved. a secret hidden by powerful people. But the most important question was, did Whoopi Goldberg know about the existence of this room? Was she aware of these secret documents? Or had she just unknowingly come into possession of them? The FBI knew they couldn't jump to conclusions. These documents could be key evidence for a long-forgotten case, or they could be the key to uncovering a truth that many wanted to keep hidden. But one thing was certain. The investigation was far from over. The news of the secret room quickly leaked, and the media rushed to cover the story, competing to report on the new discovery. FBI finds secret basement in Whoopi Goldberg's mansion. What is she hiding? Theories began to spread, ranging from plausible to wild conspiracy theories. Some believed Whoopi Goldberg was hiding crucial information about a Hollywood secret, while others even suggested there was a larger conspiracy behind it all. But whatever the case, Whoopi Goldberg was no longer just a famous actress. She had become the center of one of the biggest mysteries the FBI had ever faced. And the biggest question remained unanswered. What did that letter really say, and where would it lead the FBI? Theories began to spread, ranging from plausible to wild conspiracy theories. Some believed Whoopi Goldberg was hiding crucial information about a Hollywood secret, while others even suggested there was a larger conspiracy behind it all. But whatever the case, Whoopi Goldberg was no longer just a famous actress. She had become the center of one of the biggest mysteries the FBI had ever faced. And the biggest question remained unanswered. What did that letter really say, and where would it lead the FBI? When the host asked about the raid, she took a deep breath, looked straight into the camera, and said, "Listen, I woke up one morning with the FBI in my living room. If you think that's a fun way to start your day, you're very wrong." From the first words, Whoopi made it clear she had no intention of avoiding the issue. When asked about the mysterious documents seized by the FBI, she laughed and said, "They found some old letters, some movie scripts, and apparently a bunch of history books. I guess I should have warned them that I'm a collector." She continued to assert that the documents in the secret room were nothing to worry about. They were simply a personal collection, a memory of her decades-long career. But what surprised the public most was a completely new revelation. The secret room was not a place to hide shocking secrets. It was actually a personal museum. I have always been fascinated by Hollywood history, especially the parts people tend to forget. That room was just my little collection of things I found interesting over the years, she explained. The letters exchanged with Howard L. Emerson, the person being investigated by the FBI, were actually just conversations about film projects that were never made. We talked about movies that never got made, stories that were too controversial for their time. That's it. No conspiracy, no crime, just two people who love cinema. However, the interview did not stop at explaining the seized documents. When asked if she thought the raid was a conspiracy to bring her down, Whoopi paused for a moment, then answered with a cryptic smile. "Let's just say Hollywood is full of surprises. Some people don't like it when you ask too many questions." This statement immediately ignited a series of new speculations. Who was behind this investigation? Was someone deliberately targeting Whoopi Goldberg to discredit her? Some industry sources began to leak information that the FBI had received an anonymous tip leading to the raid on Whoopi's mansion. But who was behind this information, and why did they want to drag Whoopi Goldberg into such an incident? Immediately after the interview aired, public opinion was divided. Some people believed that Whoopi was completely innocent. that she was just a victim of a misunderstanding or even a political conspiracy. But many people still felt suspicious. Why would the FBI raid her mansion if everything was so simple? And most importantly, was there something that Whoopi Goldberg had not yet revealed? No matter how plausible her story was, there were still too many unanswered questions. The VHS tape that the FBI found in the secret room had not yet been released. Was it just an old movie, or did it actually contain something that could change everything? The answer was still ahead, and perhaps this was just the beginning of a much bigger mystery. In the days following the incident, a wave of strong reactions from studios, colleagues, and fans reshaped the landscape of the entertainment industry. Whoopi Goldberg, a cinematic legend and one of Hollywood's icons, now stood in the midst of an unprecedented storm. Could she weather it? Or would this be an indelible stain on her career? In less than a week after the raid, major studios began to take clear actions. A film project involving Whoopi Goldberg that was in development was suddenly frozen indefinitely. A Hollywood source revealed, "Studios are being cautious. Nobody wants to be associated with controversy right now." A documentary about Hollywood history that she was producing lost its funding, citing the need to reassess the project's suitability. Even The View, the television show where Whoopi Goldberg was a co-host, fell into a tense situation as some sponsors began to withdraw. Hollywood is a pragmatic place. When you shine, the world follows you. But when you get caught in a scandal, they quickly turn their backs. Whoopi Goldberg's situation quickly became a hot topic in the media, and the artistic community couldn't ignore it. Some spoke out in her defense, asserting that the FBI's raid was unreasonable and unfounded, but not everyone was supportive. Some industry figures were cautious, avoiding mentioning Whoopi Goldberg in interviews. Even colleagues who had worked with her quietly deleted old posts related to her on social media. Clearly, not everyone was willing to risk their reputation to stand by her. While Hollywood was divided, the public was also caught in two opposing opinions. A segment of fans believed that Whoopi Goldberg was the victim of a grand conspiracy, that the FBI had overstepped and lacked convincing evidence. But there were also those who felt uneasy. The unanswered questions, the mysteries surrounding the seized documents, and especially the FBI's failure to release an official investigation conclusion, made it impossible for them to side with Whoopi Goldberg. Public opinion was divided, and that made Whoopi Goldberg's situation more precarious than ever. While Hollywood was abuzz, the FBI remained silent. There were no official announcements, no new information, no updates on the investigation. This silence only added to the mystery. Was the FBI preparing a major statement? Or had they realized they had gone in the wrong direction and were looking for a way to quietly withdraw? A media analyst observed, "Sometimes silence is more dangerous than words. If the FBI doesn't clarify soon, people will start filling in the blanks themselves." And indeed, when there were no answers, the wildest theories began to emerge. Some tabloids even suggested that there was a shadowy force in the entertainment industry trying to bring down Whoopi Goldberg. But whether the story was true or not, the clearest thing at this moment was that Whoopi Goldberg's reputation was seriously threatened. The most important question now was, Could Whoopi Goldberg recover from this shock? Hollywood has seen many stars fall from grace after major scandals, but there have also been those who have been reborn, overcoming everything to continue shining. Whoopi Goldberg is a strong woman, a talented actress, and one of the most influential people in the entertainment industry. But would that be enough to help her withstand this storm? Only time would tell. But one thing was certain. This story was not over. The FBI found something unexpected, but the biggest question remained. What did this mean for Whoopi Goldberg? A new chapter had been opened, and the public had only seen the first page. The truth would continue to unravel, and the next secrets could be even more shocking. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next exciting video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. The FBI has just uncovered a shocking secret inside Goldberg's lavish estate. A discovery so startling that even seasoned agents were left speechless. Why did they raid the legendary actress's property? What was hidden behind those closed doors? And more importantly, why has the public never known the truth? The evidence they just found changes everything we thought we knew about Goldberg. And this story is only just beginning. Under the dim glow of early morning streetlights, the neighborhood surrounding Goldberg's lavish estate was so quiet you could hear leaves gently brushing against the pavement. But this morning, that peace was shattered by roaring engines, hurried footsteps, and a tension so thick you could cut it with a knife. It was barely 5 a.m. The sun had yet to rise, and most of the neighbors were still asleep, except for a few early-rising elderly walkers. But even they quickly sensed something was if you're curious about the story of Hollywood legend Whoopi Goldberg, don't forget to hit like, comment, and share this video so more people can discover it. Now, let's dive into this fascinating story. A convoy of unmarked black SUVs suddenly appeared, moving slowly yet with undeniable force. Men in black suits, bulletproof vests, and dark sunglasses stepped out, their faces unreadable. Within moments, they surrounded Goldberg's grand estate, blocking every entrance, ensuring that no one could come in or leave. Then, bang, bang, bang! The knocking echoed like thunder in the early morning, with no gentleness, no hesitation. This wasn't a routine visit. This was a raid. Inside the estate, movement stirred. A light flickered on upstairs, signaling that the owner was awake. The massive wooden door slowly creaked open, and there stood Whoopi Goldberg, the woman America knew so well. She had faced the highs and lows of Hollywood, but never anything like this. Though she had just woken up, Whoopi maintained her usual composure. Draped in a light gray robe, her hair fell naturally around her shoulders. Her eyes scanned the agents at the door, not with fear, but with surprise and a hint of confusion. "What's going on?" Her voice was calm but sharp. One of the agents stepped forward, flashed an FBI badge, and pulled a file from a black briefcase. "We have a search warrant. This is a federal investigation." That statement hit like a bomb in the morning fog. As soon as the door opened, agents moved swiftly, taking control of the estate. Curious neighbors had already started gathering, now whispering in small groups. "Oh my God, Goldberg?" a middle-aged woman muttered, shaking her head in disbelief. She's a huge star. How could she be involved with the FBI? Another voice whispered. Still, the rumors only make it more intense. Some reporters had already caught wind of the raid and rushed to the scene, cameras raised, desperate to capture every moment. Local police were deployed to control the growing crowd, setting up barricades to keep onlookers at a distance. Flashing camera lights reflected off FBI vehicle windows, creating a chaotic and dramatic spectacle. Meanwhile, inside the lavish estate, a thorough search was underway. The agents split into teams, each with a clear objective. They combed through every room, opened every drawer, shifted every book on the shelves, leaving no detail unchecked. Whoopi stood silently in the middle of the living room, arms crossed, eyes fixed on the agents searching her home. She knew one thing: the FBI didn't come knocking without a reason. But the question was, why? What could have made them suspect her? An agent stepped forward, locking eyes with her. "Do you want us to call your lawyer?" he asked firmly. Whoopi took a deep breath and nodded. "I think that would be the right thing to do." No one knew exactly what the FBI was looking for, but one thing was certain. They had a serious reason for this raid. A few agents, wearing white gloves, carefully opened a drawer in Whoopi's private library. This was where she kept important documents, including script contracts and personal letters spanning decades. One agent pulled out a stack of papers, flipping through each page slowly and deliberately. On the other side of the house, another team was searching the rarely visited basement. Dust-covered boxes were opened, each item carefully examined. Then suddenly, an agent called out, "I think we found something." Immediately, the entire FBI team in the estate gathered. A metal box was pulled from a hidden corner, locked, untouched for years, with no signs of tampering. Whoopi stood nearby, squinting. "I've never seen that box before," she said slowly. The agents exchanged glances before swiftly carrying the box outside. They didn't open it right away. Instead, they carefully sealed it and sent it to a specialist for analysis. After hours of searching, the FBI finally left the estate. They gave no statements to the press, no official announcements. All that remained were unanswered questions, and a famous actress standing in her home, filled with doubt. The crowd outside began to disperse, but the stories kept spreading. Headlines exploded across the media. FBI raids Whoopi Goldberg's home. What's going on? Secrets inside Whoopi's estate. What did the FBI find? All of America was waiting for answers, but only those inside the investigation knew the truth. And that truth could change everything. Whoopi Goldberg is no stranger to controversy. As one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces, she's experienced countless highs and lows throughout her career. From triumphant moments on the big screen to intense backlash over her personal views. But this time, everything is different. This isn't just a TV debate or a critical magazine article. The FBI doesn't get involved over controversial statements. They're conducting a serious investigation. The raid on Whoopi Goldberg's estate wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision. Those familiar with law enforcement know that the FBI never executes a search unless they've gathered substantial evidence. This raises a big question. How long have they been watching Whoopi? According to multiple insiders, the FBI had been keeping an eye on the actress for months. No one knows exactly what they were looking for, but one thing is certain. This isn't something small. Federal agencies don't waste time on trivial cases. If they issued a search warrant, they must believe something truly serious is going on. But the biggest question remains: why was Whoopi Goldberg targeted? Some legal experts speculate that this could be a financial investigation. In recent years, several celebrities have faced prosecution for tax issues or shady business dealings. But if this was just a tax issue, why did the FBI seem so tense? Why send an armed task force to the home of an aging actress? Was there something far more serious at play? Throughout her decades-long career, Whoopi Goldberg has faced intense public scrutiny time and time again. She's never been afraid to speak her mind, even when it lands her in hot water. Over the years, she's faced backlash for her outspoken remarks on The View, where she's been a co-host for years. From heated debates with guests to controversial political and social commentary, it all cemented her as one of the most polarizing figures in entertainment. But despite past controversies, Whoopi had never faced a career-threatening risk like this. As news of the raid broke, social media exploded with speculation. Reddit, Twitter, and TikTok forums were flooded with posts about Whoopi Goldberg. Some believed it was just a misunderstanding, while others spun wild conspiracy theories about what the FBI might be investigating. The media wasted no time. Sensational headlines dominated every news outlet. Hollywood in shock, FBI raids, Whoopi Goldberg's home, what's going on, an American icon under investigation. Could this be the end of her career? The incident even became a hot topic on late-night talk shows. Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert mentioned it with their usual sarcastic remarks. But behind the jokes lay an undeniable truth. Whoopi Goldberg was facing a storm like never before. When the FBI left Whoopi Goldberg's estate, they gave no official statement. No indictments, no announcements of charges, no explanation for the mysterious box they had taken. But their silence only made the story even more dramatic. Whoopi's fans feared this could be the end of her legendary career. Endorsement deals, movie offers, and even her role on The View could all be at risk if the investigation continued. Meanwhile, her critics celebrated. Some of her biggest detractors began publishing mocking articles, calling it karma for her past controversial statements. But Whoopi Goldberg isn't the kind of person to go down easily. Just days after the raid, she finally broke her silence. In a special episode of The View, she faced the audience with a calm demeanor, but her eyes held an unmistakable fury. I know what you're saying. I've heard it all. But let me be clear. I have nothing to hide. She didn't say much about the investigation, but her message was crystal clear. She wouldn't let this incident destroy her career or reputation. But were her words enough to silence the rumors? The FBI has yet to release details of the investigation, meaning the mystery remains. The question now is, what is really going on? And more importantly, will Whoopi Goldberg weather the storm? A heavy silence settled over Whoopi Goldberg's lavish estate as FBI agents stepped inside. The dim beams of their flashlights swept across every corner, every bookshelf, every perfectly hung painting. But what they were searching for wasn't in plain sight. It was buried deep within the secrets of this house. As the search progressed, an agent noticed something odd about the back wall of the office. A nearly invisible groove ran along the baseboard. At first, it seemed like a simple decorative detail. But when an agent accidentally touched it, a sharp click echoed through the silent room. The entire task force froze, their eyes locked on the wall. One of the agents, experienced in uncovering hidden rooms, crouched down and ran his fingers along the groove once more. A faint click echoed through the air, but this time something was different. A section of the wall began to shift, revealing a small door that wasn't on the estate's blueprints. The agents exchanged quick glances. No one knew what lay beyond. In a tense moment, they reached for their weapons, bracing for whatever was waiting on the other side. The door creaked open, revealing a narrow hallway leading down to a dark basement. The air was thick with the scent of damp and decay, as if untouched for years. Then, they stepped into the secret room, unlike any other place in the estate. The room held nothing but dusty wooden shelves and an old table in the center. But what truly caught the agent's eye were the neatly stacked metal boxes in the corner. Each one was tightly sealed, seemingly untouched for years. The agent opened the first box. Inside was a collection of old documents, many marked as classified. Some pages had yellowed with time, but their contents remained intact. Another agent flipped through the files and immediately recognized familiar names, some of the most powerful figures in entertainment and politics. But the most shocking discovery wasn't the documents. It was what lay at the bottom of the box. A handwritten letter on thick parchment, sealed with a red wax stamp. This letter had been around for decades, maybe even longer. But what truly stunned the FBI was the sender. The seal bore a distinct symbol, a symbol tied to a major case the FBI had never been able to solve. The lead agent carefully picked up the letter, inspecting every stroke of the handwriting. The sender did not sign their full name, but part of the letter revealed an important clue. If this letter was found, it meant that the truth was never meant to be disclosed. The cryptic, mysterious words seemed to have been written for someone in the future, or perhaps to warn someone. But the question is, how did this letter end up in the lavish Goldberg mansion? Based on the wax seal and the contents of the letter, the FBI suspects that the case is linked to a mysterious case from many years ago, one that has never been made public. Some inside sources have revealed that this case is connected to one of the biggest scandals in Hollywood history, a disappearance that remains unsolved, a secret hidden by those in power. But the most important question is whether Whoopi Goldberg knew about the existence of this room. Did she know about these secret documents? Or was it something she unintentionally possessed without knowing? The FBI knew they couldn't rush to conclusions about these documents. They could be crucial evidence for a long-forgotten case, or they might be the key to uncovering a truth that many want to keep hidden. But one thing is certain. The investigation is far from over. News of the secret room was immediately leaked. The media jumped on the story, competing to report on this new discovery. The FBI had found a hidden basement in Goldberg's luxurious mansion. What had she been hiding? Theories spread, ranging from plausible stories to unbelievable conspiracy theories. Some believe that the glamorous Goldberg may be holding crucial information about a secret in Hollywood. Others even speculate that there could be a larger conspiracy behind the entire situation. But whatever the case may be, Whoopi Goldberg is no longer just a famous actress. She has become the center of one of the biggest mysteries the FBI has ever faced. And the biggest question still remains unanswered. What did that letter really say, and where will it lead? News of the FBI's raid on Whoopi Goldberg's mansion spread like wildfire within hours. Major newspapers, television stations, and social media were flooded with sensational headlines. People dove into analyzing every detail that was revealed. But no one could have imagined that at that moment, the FBI was beginning to piece together clues from the documents found in the secret room, and it seemed like everything was pointing to an astonishing hypothesis. Could Goldberg be connected to a shocking event in Hollywood's history? As the FBI examined the documents sealed in the secret room, they realized that most of them weren't just personal papers. Some of the documents contained letters exchanged between Goldberg and high-ranking figures in the entertainment industry. Directors, producers, even those behind the most powerful corporations in Hollywood, specifically. There was a series of letters exchanged with a name that caught the attention of the agents. Howard L. Emerson. This name might not be familiar to the public, but in investigative circles, it's a crucial clue. Emerson was a highly influential film producer from the 1970s to the 1990s. But then, he abruptly left the industry and mysteriously vanished from Hollywood. His last public appearance was in 1994, just before a financial scandal erupted involving one of the biggest film studios at the time. Rumors circulated that he had left the United States and severed all ties with Hollywood, so why would Whoopi Goldberg correspond with someone like him? One of the documents that particularly caught the FBI's attention was a handwritten letter signed by Whoopi Goldberg, sent in 1993. The letter read, "The passage. I know what happened that night. If the truth is exposed, we're all in trouble." What night was she referring to? And what happened that caused someone like Whoopi to be worried enough to write these words? Another letter sent a few months later seemed to be trying to reassure someone that they wouldn't find anything. Just stay silent. These letters could be evidence of a larger conspiracy. But the FBI has yet to determine their true context. However, as they continued to search through other documents, one piece of evidence brought clarity to everything. An old VHS tape with the label, "Do not watch, private." The agents immediately took the tape to the lab to retrieve its contents. But just looking at its worn surface was enough to tell that if there was anything important inside, it had likely been hidden for decades. As the FBI continues their investigation, they realize that Whoopi Goldberg had close ties to a small group of powerful figures in the film industry during the late 80s and early 90s. Among them were names rumored to be linked to a major scandal, a case that had been covered up or forgotten by the media over time. In 1991, a young actor suddenly disappeared from Hollywood after accusing a powerful figure of misconduct. However, the case was quickly settled, silenced, and the identity of the accuser was never revealed. Now, the FBI is asking whether Whoopi Goldberg knew about this incident. Was she involved in some way, intentionally or unintentionally? And most importantly, are the documents found in her home the key to reopening this long-buried case? As soon as news of the documents in her mansion leaked, the public began to panic. Whoopi Goldberg's fans, who have followed her for decades, were confused by the new theory. Some believe she might have inadvertently been involved in an incident from the past that she never anticipated. Others believe that she may be hiding an important secret, and the FBI's search is just the first step in uncovering everything. The FBI is now faced with a mountain of documents that could change the way the public perceives Whoopi Goldberg. If you find this story fascinating and thought-provoking, leave a comment with the number 1. If not, leave a comment with the number 0. Now let's continue with the intriguing story of Whoopi Goldberg. What they found in the secret room may just be the tip of the iceberg, with much more waiting to be uncovered beneath the surface. What does that VHS tape contain? Do the letters truly relate to a major scandal from the past? And if the truth is revealed, how will this impact Whoopi Goldberg's career and reputation? One thing is certain: the investigation is far from over, and what the FBI uncovers next could change everything. The FBI raid on Whoopi Goldberg's mansion not only shocked Hollywood, but also sparked a wave of speculation in the media. A series of theories emerged. What is she hiding? Do the seized documents relate to a shocking secret? And why did the FBI act so decisively? For days, the public could only guess. But then, amidst the storm, Whoopi Goldberg finally broke her silence, and what she said shocked everyone. In an exclusive interview on one of America's biggest television shows, Whoopi Goldberg appeared calm but determined. When the host asked about the raid, she took a deep breath, looked straight into the camera and said, "Look, I woke up one morning and found the FBI in my living room. If you think that's an interesting way to start your day, you're seriously mistaken." From the very first words, Whoopi made it clear that she had no intention of avoiding the issue. When asked about the documents seized by the FBI, she laughed and said that they found some old letters, a few movie scripts, and clearly some history books. "I guess I should warn them that I'm a collector," she continued, asserting that the items in the secret room were nothing to worry about. "They are simply a personal collection, a memento of my decades-long career." But what surprised the public the most was a completely new revelation. The secret room was not a place to hide shocking secrets, but actually a personal museum. I've always been fascinated by Hollywood history, especially the parts people tend to forget. That room was just my small collection of things I found interesting over the years. She explained that the letters exchanged with Howard L. Emerson, who was under FBI investigation, were actually just conversations about film projects that were never made. "We talked about films that were never realized, stories too controversial for their time. No conspiracy, no crime, just two people who love cinema." However, the interview didn't stop at explaining the documents. When asked whether she believed the raid was a conspiracy to bring her down, Whoopi paused for a moment and then responded with a mysterious smile. "Let's just say Hollywood is full of surprises. Some people don't like it when you ask too many questions." This statement immediately sparked a new wave of speculation. Who is behind this investigation? Is there someone deliberately targeting Whoopi Goldberg to discredit her? Some industry sources have started leaking information that the FBI received an anonymous tip leading to the raid on Whoopi's mansion. But who is behind this tip? And why would they want to drag Whoopi Goldberg into such a situation? Immediately after the interview aired, public opinion became divided. Some believe that Whoopi is completely innocent, that she is merely a victim of a misunderstanding or even a political conspiracy. But many still feel skeptical. Why would the FBI raid her mansion if everything were so simple? And most importantly, is there something that Whoopi Goldberg has yet to reveal? No matter how reasonable her story might be, there are still too many unanswered questions. The VHS tape that the FBI found in the secret room has yet to be released. Is it just an old film? Or does it truly contain something that could change everything? The answer still lies ahead. And perhaps this is just the beginning of an even bigger mystery. In the days following the incident, a strong wave of reactions from Whoopi Goldberg's colleagues and fans began to reshape the landscape of the entertainment industry. Whoopi Goldberg, a cinematic legend and one of Hollywood's icons, is now caught in an unprecedented storm. Will she be able to overcome it, or will this be a stain that cannot be erased from her career? In less than a week after the raid, major film studios began to take clear action. A film project featuring Whoopi Goldberg that was in development was suddenly put on indefinite hold. A source from Hollywood revealed that studios are being cautious. No one wants to be involved in the controversy right now. A documentary about Hollywood history that she was producing has lost its funding, citing the need to reassess the project's suitability. Even the TV show that Whoopi Goldberg co-hosts has found itself in a tense situation as some sponsors have started to withdraw. Hollywood is a pragmatic place. When you shine, the world watches you. But when you're caught up in a scandal, they quickly turn their backs. Whoopi Goldberg's situation has quickly become a hot topic in the media, and the artistic community cannot ignore it. Some people have spoken out in her defense, claiming that the FBI's raid was unreasonable and baseless. But not everyone is supportive. Some figures in the industry have carefully avoided mentioning Whoopi Goldberg in interviews. Even colleagues who once worked with her have quietly deleted old posts related to her on social media. Clearly, not everyone is willing to risk their reputation to support her. The questions, the mysteries surrounding the seized documents, and especially the FBI's failure to release an official conclusion to the investigation, make it impossible for them to stand by Whoopi Goldberg. Public opinion is divided, and this makes Whoopi Goldberg's situation more precarious than ever. While Hollywood remains the subject of discussion, the FBI remains silent. No official statements, no new information, no updates on the investigation. This silence only adds to the mystery. Is the FBI preparing an important statement, or have they realized they've gone down the wrong path and are quietly trying to back out? A media analyst commented, "Sometimes silence is more dangerous than words. If the FBI doesn't clarify things soon, people will fill in the gaps themselves. And indeed, when there are no answers, the most outrageous theories begin to emerge. Some tabloid newspapers have even suggested that there is a dark force within the entertainment industry trying to bring down Whoopi Goldberg. But regardless of whether that story is true or not, the most obvious thing right now is that Whoopi Goldberg's reputation has been seriously threatened. The biggest question now is whether Whoopi Goldberg will recover from this shock. Hollywood has seen many stars lose their dignity after major scandals, but there are also those who have reborn, overcoming everything to continue shining. Whoopi Goldberg is a strong woman, a talented actress, and one of the most influential people in the entertainment industry. But is that enough to help her weather this storm? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. This story is far from over. The FBI has discovered something unexpected. But the biggest question remains. What does this mean for Whoopi Goldberg? A new chapter has been opened, and the public has only seen the first page. The truth will continue to unfold, and the secrets yet to come may be even more shocking. If you find the story of Whoopi Goldberg interesting and surprising, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and share this video so others can discover it too. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next exciting video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.